All right, so we're going to make a traditional grilled cheese sandwich, an American classic. I'm making the basic kind. This is the simplest kind you can make. One of the links in the presentation has a lot of other kinds you can make by adding different meats and vegetables. So I turned the heat up on my skillet, pretty high, but not all the way up. I'm going to throw some butter in here. My butter is not soft. It's a little cold in the room here, so I'm just throwing it in the skillet. And I'm going to let that melt. If you use a tub of butter, something that's easy to spread on the bread, you could just take it and you could spread it and cover the whole surface of the bread. Okay, so we're doing it this way because our butter is not soft. And you want to make sure that the butter gets all down in there, gets melted, so that when you put the bread down, it will be touching butter all over. Okay, you don't want any of the bread to not be on the butter. Okay, and use a pan that's big enough so you can do both sides at the same time. That's a little bit easier for you to do. So we're going to let that cook, and then it's going to get nice and toasty and brown on the sides. Okay, we call it grilled cheese. I think in the past it probably was grilled, but now it really should be called like fried grilled cheese sandwich or a fried cheese sandwich. Good stuff. All right, so I'm putting the cheese on. One of the things, you can put the cheese on just the whole slice, or if you want to make sure that the entire surface of the bread gets covered, just tear it in half and cover the entire piece of bread. Okay, so my bread is cooking there in the butter, it's frying. I like to put the cheese on. You can see the cheese is starting to melt already. And if you're not sure, right, about the bread, you can lift it up a little bit, check it out. If it's not hot, be careful, you can just grab it, right? And we're going to let it cook there for a little bit. The one thing about grilled cheese is it doesn't take very long. It's very convenient to make. The ingredients: bread, cheese, butter. 3 ingredients for the basic sandwich. And as I said, it does not take a long time. Right, so I'm going to look at this slice here. I'm going to flip it over. Right, you can see it's getting nice and toasted. And I'm going to let it cook a little bit more on each side because it's not quite finished, you can see here. When you flip it over, the cheese will melt and it'll start to stick the 2 slices of bread together. Okay, just be careful with the pan. It will be hot. All right, flip it over. There we go. So we're almost done. We're getting done on that side. And again, the links, the other things that people put bacon in, ham in, all kinds of things. Traditionally, when I was younger, I would eat this with tomato soup. But often I like to eat them just by themselves. Right? And that for me is good, right? I don't want it to be done too much. Make sure you turn your heat off. I don't usually cut my grilled cheese sandwich, but to show you what it looks like, I'm going to today. Right, so you can cut that grilled cheese, and you can see the cheese right there in the middle. It's melted and it's soft, so when I eat it, the sandwich will be hot, crunchy, and cheesy. A traditional, basic grilled cheese sandwich. Good.